Welcome everyone to the Aquarius full moon celebration. And I called it a celebration this time because we are right on the day. It's like there was no time to do it early. With Magdalene's thing last week, and we could be literally in ceremony for the next month and a half, every week if we wanted to be, and probably should be. But anyway, you'll hear about all of that today. Let's call in sacred space. Let's all take a big deep breath in. And as we exhale, drop those grounding cords down. Send our roots down, down, down into the earth. This is where we need to stay this week. And then inhale, draw that energy through your roots all the way up through your body, sending it up and out through the top of the head, connecting with the heart of the divine above us. And then inhaling, drawing that cosmic energy back down, sending it all the way back down into the earth, activating the as above, so below flow, connecting with that flow, breathing in, breathing out, activate the as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. Moving to the north, we welcome Mother Earth. We give such great thanks to be here in physical bodies doing this sacred work right now. Moving to the south, we welcome water. We welcome clear, clean, current emotions. We welcome love, joy, flow, and abundance. Just take a moment to feel that in your body. Moving to the west, we welcome air, mind, focus, and clarity. All of our guides, angels, allies, and helpers in the invisible realm. And then moving to the east, we welcome fire and movement and passion, divine right action. Moving to the center, we welcome our divine feminine and our divine masculine in sacred right relationship. We call that beautiful energy down through our bodies. We call up Mama Gaia to pull and magnetize that energy through us. And we welcome our own sweet, extraordinary souls in the circle. We ask that all of these energies be with us, pray with us, and dance with us for our mutual benefit. Here we go. Okay. Well, y'all, I think y'all should be feeling this. I'm feeling it. And it's going to just get bigger. But take a minute. Close your eyes and settle into your body. And once again, drop your energy down. Down into your body. And then let your roots go down. When I start telling you all that's going on, there'll be a tendency for you to raise your energy back up to your head to listen. And all of that is going on out there. So I'll try to remember to bring you back here. This is where we need to stay. We need to stay grounded in our bodies right now, no matter what's going on out there. And we'll talk about why in just a moment. But just let yourself be in that calm space. Okay. So I have this slide that tries to cram everything that's happened over the past 3 to 4 days, maybe even 6 days, on one page. And this isn't the whole of it, but it's enough. This is the buildup for today. And you need to have the background, which probably most of you do. If you're on here, I'm sure you're listening to other people. But the whole 2 weeks, we talked about this last time, the whole 2 weeks we have been in this basket up here, our bolts basket. And, there's been movement. Everybody's talking about at some point in this mix, everyone was at 4 degrees of their signs. And that was a big deal. So you may have had some intensity over the past few days. This could be a partial reason. But what is happening for all of us is our civilization, and we're watching it. Think about the folks that everything's burning. They're going to move from crisis into reconstruction. Many have already started. Many are waiting to start. And the whole planet, people are organizing, ways to help the people that have lost things. Everything's getting reorganized. And I don't know about y'all, but there may be in your body some anxiety because you're feeling the collective. So just know that. I've been using the tool I'm going to teach in a couple of weeks, but there's tons of tools out there to calm yourself. Even just sending your roots down into the earth is a way to just you're helping other people when you help yourself. So letting all of that frenetic energy ground through you so you know what to do next. Mercury stationed direct on the 23rd, and things don't feel like it's like we're not back to normal yet. We've been in that week of they called it the storm. Somebody called it the storm, but it's the shift where that big planet tries to move back into forward motion. So weird, when I said stay grounded, there may have been events in your life, whether they were weird events or, for instance, my daughter's freezer just crashed and burned. And so she had to clean, throw away a lot of food, cram everything she could into the little freezer, clean up the mess. And she, if that wasn't enough, she has two big dog puppies that are as big as they're both big as small labs, and they're just 6 months old. And she and Jack forgot to put up the paper towels, and they went back in after everything was clean, and shredded paper towels all over the floor. So it's like those kinds of it's not a big catastrophe, but it's enough to draw your attention. Things in your all of this, things in your relationships, just stuff. And it's a rearranging of everything that's going on this planet. Now, this sounds big, but it actually, if you're one of those that's been doing their work, then this Saturn retrograde could feel like a reprieve. And some people are calling it the most powerful karmic reckoning of the year. And it began on the 26th, which was 3 days ago. I'm going to get my calendar out so I can track it on Sunday. It's going to stay there till December. And it teaches self-disciplined or disciplined self-assertion. So those of you that have a tendency to take care of the world, it might be time to pull some of the cords of that energy back. It says genuine independence requires the ability to direct impulses consciously. So a lot of times we don't think about it, and somebody needs something and we just run. And this is going to be a time where there may be events that will cause you temporary frustration, will cause you to look very carefully at the choices you are making. A lot of times choices to give your energy out to other people when it needs to be directed somewhere else. And let those other people learn what they need to learn. The other thing that can happen, though, is that if you've been one of those folks that has been on the path and doing your work, things are going to come back to you. The good karma is going to come back, just like the not so good karma. Delays even can be blessings hiding in plain sight. Stalled doors begin to open. Apologies and overdue truths can find their way back to you. So it's a time of and this even sounds strange to say, but reckoning. And when I say reckoning, it's like balancing the books. Everybody gets back on a good playing field. This is a time to be really honest with yourself about, I'm speaking to myself as much as anyone else, about what how many eggs you have in your basket, and how much you are available to give to others versus what you need to do to take care of yourself. So that Saturn retrograde time, it's like he's in Aries, and that's the ruling sign, but he's not pushing forward. He's resting. He's like, okay, let's take stock of everything I'm putting out, everything I'm bringing in, and let's reestablish boundaries, reestablish where we are, and what we need to do next. Now, that kind of, settles your nervous system when you hear it. There's more. The nodes, they shifted. When did they shift? On the 26th, so Sunday. And it all feels like a blur. And sometimes the best thing you can do is anchor yourself in the familiar. I've been working, anchor yourself in the familiar and take care of what's in front of you. Just do it from your soul, do it from a heart place. So the next big shift, which once again, you all may be feeling the adjustment, the nodes shifted. So the north node is going into Aquarius, and the south node entered Leo. So north node is where we're going, which makes perfect sense, the age of Aquarius. South node is where we've been. And so Leo in that south node is going to, this is like life review time. Reveal attachments to, because Leo is all about shining, all about putting yourself out there, about letting yourself be seen, self-love, self-confidence, all of that big space. But when it's in the south node, we get to go back and look at our history with all of that. And where do we have attachments to recognition, approval, personal importance, or needing to be seen as special or exceptional? So this is going to be, once again, that time of reckoning where we just get to do a little mini life review. It's not like a beat yourself up kind of thing. It's more like, am I really being truthful to myself, to others around me? Am I really being who I came here to be? And, ripping the mask off and letting yourself be with yourself. Who are you really at soul level? And what did that soul, we're at that threshold, what did that soul have planned to do while it was here without all the hoopla, without all the bells and whistles? What was that loving, benevolent gift that your soul came to give the planet by showing up? It's not about doing anything. It's about, who did you come here to be? And are you being it to the highest, truest level that you can? Because North Node, where we're going, Aquarius, growth through fun and people, friendships, community, cooperation, experimentation, big ideas. Let's try something new. Several people have been, all these ideas are flowing in. What am I supposed to do with them? Well, play. It's like, figure it out. See what works. That's what this time is about. Making a contribution that's bigger than you, bigger than yourself. What are you going to lay down for the future? And I was doing a healing with someone this week, and I asked a question that she misunderstood, but what we came up with was, we were talking about the idea that our soul chose to be here at this time right now. And was that a good idea or not? And how do we feel about it? But I can see the appeal of getting to be the first, the first run, the ones that are right here at the gate as we move through the process of a new age and getting to lay down the new, the beautiful, the next cool thing. So even though it can feel chaotic and crazy and we're sad for the people that are having difficulties, and there's all kinds of difficulties going on this planet at the same time as we bust through, and we're going to talk about what I mean by that in just a moment. This is we plan to be here right now, and it's a good thing. And we just have to keep grounding, keep coming back to center, coming back to our soul, connecting with ourselves at soul level, and remembering that. So the next day, Monday, July 27th, Leo, the sun in Leo, opposed Pluto and trined Neptune and sextiled Uranus. So once again, that is going to cause huge shifts. With that, it's like, just think of shining a flashlight in one of those dark closets that you you should clean out and you haven't cleaned it out yet, or shining it inside your soul. That sun in Leo, that's what it's going to do. Now, Neptune is there to soften it. A trine with Neptune is beneficial, help you see the big picture, the spiritual picture. And Uranus, a sextile with Uranus, also beneficial if you are in alignment with who you are and what you're wanting to do. Uranus can bring good surprises. So I tell everyone, tell Uranus that's what you want. You don't want the freezer to break. I have no idea, Val. Don't distract me with that. My brain will go there. So what you want to be thinking about is, where are you reclaiming your power? What vision is calling you forward? And what unexpected possibility could help set you free? Think about that. And you might want to write down those questions, because there's more. Today, the Lion's Gate portal opens. All of that was to get us ready for today. Aquarius full moon, which is all about releasing, which is what we're going to talk about next. But then, and this isn't the Lion's Gate, it's just the beginning of that arc where I believe it's Sirius is going to come into alignment with the Pleiades. I can't remember all of the details of 8-8, but it's a big deal, especially in Egypt. This is when the rains come and the Nile fills, all the things. So it peaks on obviously 8-8, which is this year 888 once again. And then it will dissipate in as many days on the other side of that. Lamas, so first harvest, late summer, begins traditionally August 1st. I can't give you the exact astrological date because I didn't look it up. But all of those things are happening right now. And feels probably like an initiation for a lot of people. Some people may just hit this and move right through it. Others may be caught up in, the care of trauma, people that are suffering trauma, the planet, the land that is suffering trauma all over the planet. And, some of us may have to look inward there, but there's going to be wake-up calls. There's going to be places, there's going to be the closet you haven't cleaned out yet, the place in your heart wall, that place that surrounds your soul that needs some attention. And this full moon is here to help us with that. So, oops, I want to move this out of the way so you can see the words, so I can see the words. And that is happening today. It actually happened this morning at 9:36 a.m. So we're in it. We're in the soup at 6 degrees, 30 minutes Aquarius. So it's strong because of those 4 planets that are still in the basket. We've already talked about the moon conjuncting Pluto and Neptune and Uranus. Here's the other cool thing that's happening that happened today exactly at 7:11 my time. But these are big planets, so we're still in it. If you have water, put it out on your porch. If you didn't do it last night, do it now and do it for the all night tonight, because there's a Cassini. Jupiter is conjuncting the sun. So this is all about expansion, 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 big Leo energy, inspiration, transformation. But just like I talked about with this Saturn piece, this moon, and remember, what do we do at full moons? We release things. So you want to be looking, even though, it looks like bright and shiny bells and whistles, you want to be looking at what do you want to release? Because the word that has been used to describe this moon is unburdening. It's not about fighting harder. It's not about doing better. It's not about getting it right this time. It's about noticing what you may still be carrying that's already done, that already did what it came to do. And I said I was going to talk about that cracking open. The Sabian symbol for this full moon is a child coming out of a cracked egg. Now, the egg didn't crack because it was a failure. If there's things you need to let go of, it doesn't mean that you failed. It means that they're complete. The egg cracked because it had fulfilled its purpose, and that new project or that new baby or whatever it is ready to be born. So if you notice that there's lots of creativity, lots of things birthing, focus there. The Leo sun asks you to honor your creativity, your joy, your confidence, your individual radiance, and let the rest fall away. Let the things that you don't need to carry anymore, just let them go. The Aquarius moon also asks you how your uniqueness can serve the community the bigger cause, the collective future. Remember, we're at the threshold. That's why we showed up right now. You're not being asked to choose between yourself and others. You're being asked to discover how becoming, let this land, more authentically you can support your greatest contribution. So think about places where you've been hiding, where you haven't really, yeah, I think this, I believe this, but of course you did, Val, because they're listening. Um, it's like, how can you be more yourself? And how does that feed and support the planet? So, once again, it's like if we look at this, I put this up here so you could see it. On a full moon, the sun and the moon are across from each other, but they're both at 6:30. The sun's in Leo, moon's in Aquarius at their opposing signs. And then we have this stack with Pluto down here and Jupiter and the sun up here. And so it's like, it's not just like the sun and moon, it's like the whole stack on either side are squaring off. And how is anything in your closet, which is Pluto, getting in the way of your brilliance? And how can you come to balance with that? We have Venus over here in Virgo, which I don't even think I mentioned, but she's all about getting your ducks back in a row. And how can you reconfigure what you're doing so that it serves the greater collective, which is really what this whole thing is about. So with Jupiter, that's a good suggestion. Someone, I didn't see who it was, said, I can quit getting involved in the news. That's a big, I think we could all quit doing that. So this Jupiter Sun conjunction is a big deal. A lot of people are out there saying, make your wishes. And it's not like you can't do that. But you really, what's going to be honored, what's going to be empowered is how much you're in alignment with who you are at soul level. And that's where this whole thing is trying to push you. So amplified confidence, vitality, generosity, visibility, all of that. You probably are ready or maybe being challenged to think bigger, to think outside the box. The one thing you want to watch for, though, is overconfidence or extravagance or ego. Those are going to be the things that will pull you back. And if you're not careful, it'll cause you to feel like you've made a mistake. You have not. Tread carefully. Stay in your heart. That's going to be the guide and your guiding light. There may be some emotional intensity with the moon conjunct Pluto. There just will be, because you got to clean out that closet. Things that maybe you'll be thinking, I thought I worked through that. I thought I did that. I thought I did that. Old fear, old attachment, old wounds, all those old things. So ho'oponopono yourself. as much as you need to. Tap it out. Do whatever emotional healing techniques that you have in your toolbox. Now is the time to use them. Don't let yourself slide into the abyss because you'll be tempted. Notice where old distractions, and it could be helping people, but old distractions try to pull you in. You'll think, well, I'm just going to call that person and talk to him for a while. When really what you're doing is avoiding doing the thing that you know you need to do. So this is going to be subtle, but the one thing you don't want to do is let yourself stay stuck. And in fact, this configuration is designed not to let you. So pay attention, and when those things come up, clear them as quickly as you can. It's also conjunct Juno right here, this little flower, June. Emphasizing committed relationships, equality, loyalty, sacred agreements. So this is where you need to get clear with people. You need big honesty, big freedom, big balance, where if the relationship is lopsided, you need to let it come back to balance, however that looks. And if there's overpowering, if there's control, jealousy, all of that, you're not going to be able to ignore it anymore. This is going to feel like, oh, I either need to readjust this relationship, I need to do some more forgiveness work, or I need to redirect the boundaries in this relationship to honor everybody's emotional truths. And if you're feeling scratchy in there, that's your guide. Notice that. Don't try to ignore it. It won't go away. It's going to come back. So even though this may feel a bit bumpy, it's really for our benefit. And then here's this Neptune piece. It's like there's hard things to deal with, but there's always some support. So there's going to be intuitive hits, compassion, creativity, spiritual sensitivity. You may feel the need, and I would highly recommend meditating, connecting with your dreams, listening to music, getting healings, time in nature, getting grounded, letting your intuition inform you. That's where we're going, folks. It's like everybody's worried. It's like we are returning her and ourselves back to the space where we're still connected with her, where we can see the aura of trees, where we can connect with the energies that are all around us. And if we don't go willingly with take what we've learned, she's going to make sure we go one way or another. So use the time for, especially, I keep looking around to myself. And if I didn't have the news, if I didn't know what was going on all over this planet, life around me right now in the middle of the central United States is very calm and blissful. And I give thanks every day for that. But it's not that way everywhere. So it's like when those of us that have that take advantage of it, use this time to get outside, to connect with the earth, to connect with nature, to restore the balance where we can. There's going to be forgiveness work that takes place for yourself, for others, for big organizations and big things that we love to be mad at on the planet. We've got to heal that. And we can. We have the tools. This moon trine Uranus can bring sudden insights, emotional liberation, unexpected breakthroughs. So expect the unexpected and be ready to give thanks for it. A surprising conversation or event could free you from an outdated assumption. So the change can be exciting, not just disruptive. And another question to ask is, what would you choose if you were not afraid of being different? Because a lot of us have been hiding that from the world. And that's what we need to show the world right now. Moon is squaring Chiron. So once again, all of that wounding and trauma can come up, but it's just coming up to get healed. So the bottom line, and some people would say on into the rest of the year, but the second half of July is all about accelerating growth, inspiration, liberation, and deep transformation. And we've seen that. So, and like I said, some are saying that this could go on the rest of the year. So plan your intentions accordingly. And we're getting ready to go into that part. Remain open for unexpected opportunities, but evaluate them honestly. Trust your intuition, but ground it in discernment. Let yourself expand, but make sure your growth reflects authentically who you are at soul level. Mercury can help you move forward with greater emotional understanding, and Saturn retrograde can help you strengthen your foundations. The nodal shift emphasizes community, experimentation, and contribution. So today and on into the Lion's Gate, look for what's ready to culminate, what's ready to transform, what is ready to be born. So here's some questions. I don't know how long I've jabbered on. I'm going to let you write them down because I did do a card pull. So I want you to see that before we leave. I will send a recording. And along with that recording, I'll send the slides. So if you want to go back over things, you can. I don't know who's writing on their screen, but you're writing on mine too. Okay. All right. What things do you want to release during this full moon? And notice things that make your heart heavy. That's a good guide. What is wanting to be birthed through you? So as you release, there's going to be room. What needs to be birthed? What do you need to affirm in your life? That's your wishes. And what do you need to hold space for on this planet? Okay, let's look at the cards that I pulled. So this can really happen, receiving in the physical. I thought this was very timely. With the Saturn piece and the Uranus piece, there can be some physical surprises that are amazing. So the beauty of this planet is that there's always ways to receive. There's as many ways to receive as there are givers and receivers. We can receive love with our emotions. We can receive information with our minds. We can receive energy by engaging our passion in action. One of the wonderful ways to receive in is in the physical realm. In fact, all those other ways are pretty much contingent upon having a physical body and receiving in the physical. We literally need a body to engage all of those. This way of receiving is literally written in the stars. The archetypal energy of Capricorn, an earth sign, lives in the north door on the cosmic map. The north is traditionally known as the receiving door. Sometimes many of us grow up with stories that keep us blocked from receiving in the physical realm. We may not feel we deserve to receive. We may feel like we should always be giving rather than receiving. It helps to remember that we're designed to receive in the physical realm, that this was truly part of the plan. We have to receive in the physical because we live in the physical. So any old stories blocking you that you need to release around receiving, and where do you need to open and allow yourself to receive in the physical realm? Magnetism, we're electromagnetic beings. We're literally drawing things to us all the time via our electromagnetism. Water is also magnetic, and it can actually increase our electromagnetic current. It also cleanses, clears energetic blockages. So it can increase your magnetism. Where do you need more of that? Water is asking to help you clear what's blocking you so you can magnetize your dreams. And then air, higher thought. The air realm actually influences and forms all the other realms. Internally, we do that with our thoughts. Our thoughts actually dictate all of our outcomes. The more we dwell in the realm of high vibrational thought, the better our outcomes and the more quickly we're able to manifest. So with all this Aquarian energy, it's going to be very beneficial for us to keep our vibration high via our thoughts. And you can just intend to do that when you find yourself dipping into the negative thoughts about yourself or others. You can turn it around quickly by just moving your thoughts to things that bring you joy. I'm a big proponent of the Ho'oponopono. If I find myself dipping, I just say the 4 phrases. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And move myself back into balance. Move myself. It's the words literally mean setting right what's already right. So tons of ways you can reach for higher thought, and all of you know them or you wouldn't be here. So use them, and you may have your own. And then divine, in the fire door, I pulled divine right action. This is a planet of free will, and we have choices. That is like the biggest gift Creator gave us, was the ability to choose. When one action is going to lead us to our highest and best outcome, that's divine right action. Which one's going to have the highest impact for others, for anyone around us, not just ourselves? That is divine right action. With our small ego minds, we may not be able to discern which choice is best for us and others. This is when we need to ask for divine right action. What's the course of action that will lead to the highest outcome for ourselves, the planet, and all her inhabitants? So where do you need some divine right action? And then, oops, let's see what the name of this one is. Higher self, I knew that. I just wanted to make sure. So your higher self is the part of you that is always connected to the higher upper realms, the divine energies. It loves you with an unshakable love that never ends because it knows the depths of who you really are. It works tirelessly to remind you of this, knowing that when you truly remember your divinity, this life won't seem so difficult. Its goal for you is always self-realization. Even though it loves you deeply, though, it has very little concern for egoic needs and desires. It will always steer you toward the higher path and always meet you with total and unconditional love. Reconnect with your higher self. What does it want you to know right now? So all of those are going to be of big benefit for you. I invite you to meditate with them as you do your intentions today. And then all of you have seen the emails, so you know this is the new piece that's coming. It's a journey that I don't know that very many folks have been on. Unlike anything I've ever experienced, but the more I play with it, the more I know it's the wave of the future. So if you want to join us, we begin August 6th. If you have questions about it, please reach out to me. All right, we're going to dance and close sacred space. Here we go. Let's get us some music. And once again, ceremony's not over till we dance. Here we go. I am going to go ahead and stop the share. I give such great thanks to the elemental forces for holding space for us today. I give thanks for these beautiful souls that are committed to doing their sacred work in this world. And I close this circle in the light. All right, lovelies. I will see you soon. Have a good one.